This guy, by Edwin Sifuna, has graduated to be the president of Kenya. You don't have to look far to look for a guy who is better suited at this time in the history of Kenya to lead this country to prosperity. The guy is young. The guy is agile. The guy has been a senator of Nairobi. The guy is from a cosmopolitan Nairobi, which means you are not elected by your tribe because Nairobi has all the tribes. So this guy can attract a base of everybody in Nairobi. And the guy has fought for Gen Zs. The guy knows how to deal with Ruto. The guy can go toe to toe with Ruto. And Ruto should know that he has a guy who can take him down, straight down. The guy was in Kitagera today, but he was tear gassed. He ended up in Nyayo Stadium. He filled the stadium. What does that tell you? People have been yearning or have been hungry for a leader. Not just an old-timer like a Shagwa, but a guy who can be able to unify the country under one accord. And Sifuna seems to fit the bill. The guy, he's been showing signs of becoming a leader, but this right here, what has happened since the ODM split down the middle, since Ruto tried to pull a lag under his feet using the brother of Raila Odinga, that is the old-timer, Oburu Odinga, Sifuna has blossomed. And Sifuna is primed to go far. This guy doesn't even need money. Actually, people in Kenya can donate small donations to support him. And then you see the guy understands who are his mentors are. If you see a guy who has graduated or who has done something good and they don't recognize the people who put them where they are, then that guy is selfish. I think Sifuna is the guy wanted. And again, why not have a lawyer in the presidency? We've had Kikuyus, we've had Kalenjins. Have they been total let down? They have failed us. Kenya seems to be dithering. Kenya seems to have no momentum. Kenya has the most hardworking people. If you know Kenya, what I'm talking about, go all over the world and you see a Kenyan. Go to the Middle East, go to Europe, go to America. You see Kenya in every city. So Kenyans are not people just to be led by a fool or a person who thinks they can be led without thinking, or someone who thinks that he can lead without the contribution of Kenya, and some Kenyans, or someone who thinks that corruption is the way to go. Ruto thinks he can run this country like he's in the 80s or 90s during the Moi era. This is a new dawn. Kenyans are looking for something new. Kenyans are ready to pop, and Sifuna will make Kenyans pop. Sifuna, tafuna uyo mse, tafuna Ruto. Ruto is the guy who can be beat so fast and so easily. Pesa ya Ruto haitamsaidia. People are fed up. People just want to be let free. Let freedom reign. Let freedom reign. And Sifuna, if you take the presidency, mark my words, no, you are put there by the mandate of Kenyans to look at their plight. Put the best team together. Align yourself with other opposition members so that you lead a team that will take Kenya to the next level. I mean, Ruto has been saying this bull crap about Singapore, but Sifuna understands what that means. And I can see in his eyes. When you see Sifuna, you see a leader. When you see Sifuna, you see a person who has grit and a person who's ready to help Kenya move forward. Kenyans, let's support this young guy. Let's support this Kenyan born son, for Kenya needs him more than he needs Kenya. Asante.
The question is this. If Sifuna were to contest against William Ruto for the presidency today, would he win? In fact, such questions are the genesis of infographics such as these. If Kenya voted today, on the left you see William Ruto, on the right you see Edwin Sifuna. Watoi jina ODM Secretary General. Tulisema Sifuna ni PSG, People's Secretary General. And this has sparked a debate who would win if these two were to face each other at the ballot. My personal take is that Sifuna would win, and that's why in this video I want us to look into some of the reasons why Edwin Sifuna will thoroughly defeat Kasongo if they were to ever meet at the ballot. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Now, the first reason why Sifuna would thrash William Ruto at the ballot is the fact that he's a great debater. In fact, I would dare say that the only other person in Kenya today who can match Edwin Sifuna pound for pound or possibly surpass him in debating skills is none other than Riggy G. But unfortunately, Riggy G is unavailable until his case is brought to a close. But if the powers at hand tried to pair Sifuna and Kasongo for the presidential debate, Kasongo will sweat Mursik. And here's Exhibit A. Just listening to Sifuna giving Veronica Maina and Osoro a fatality on Citizen TV. Roll the tape.
Not children, Osoro. We are not children. And the fact that you are elected, this election does not confer genius on anyone. In fact, many of us don't even understand what we are doing most of the time. Number two, my brother, I have no problem. I don't want William Ruto to ever listen to me. What for? He has his bishops, he has his choir masters like Naosoro here. Let him listen to them every day. I am okay him not listening to me, but please, you cannot see Azimio in everyone. Kwame Wino comes here, he's an independent expert in economy, you label him Azimio, dismiss him. Kepsa come to you and tell you this thing is going to tank the economy, you dismiss him and say they are Azimio. Kenya Association of Manufacturers, the bishops, everyone. You cannot dismiss everyone. As somebody has said here, we cannot all be wrong. Another thing, Sam, there is something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You don't talk to me about furniture. I have not eaten. When was the last time you bought furniture for your house? You can't come here and tell us, oh, you've reduced tax on furniture. We want to eat, Vero. Stop telling us about this thing of furniture and helicopters and IDF. How many Kenyans know IDF? You are reducing tax on rentals. How many people are landlords here? Maybe it's just you and Osoro here who are landlords. I am sure some has no house to rent. And then they say that 1 teaspoon of poison, just 1 teaspoon of poison in a cup of tea is enough to take you out. This one is a drumload of poison. A drumload of poison in the well. And then you come and tell us, oh, Azimio does not see anything good. You tell us what is good, we will tell you what is bad, because that is our job. And lastly, Sam, so that I hand over to my sister here. I want to say this. Kenyans know all of us. You know these characters. William Ruto has never built anything. He has never built anything, and I dare anybody to tell me what he has built. If he did, we would be enjoying those 6 stadiums that he promised us. He's not going to build you a house. Okay. Don't agree to be lied to.
All right,
okay.
Senator Sifuna.
Now, first of all, Sam, thank you.
Now imagine Ruto having to deal with that on the presidential debate stage. He'd be finished. But the second reason why Sifuna is a man to beat Kasongo is because he's not a pushover. I'm actually yet to see anyone put Sifuna in his place other than maybe Raila Odinga when he told him, awache kuwa chungu sana. Other than that, everybody else has been bodied. Just listening to Sifuna rejecting the bullying of Speaker Amason Kingi in the Senate. Roll the tape.
Pick one of them and read Rule 30.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very well versed with Rule 30.
Just read Rule 30.
I am well versed with the rule. I just want to say...
I am not versed. Read it for me, please.
But you cannot direct me to read. I am saying...
Honorable Sifuna, read Rule 30.
I am well versed with the rule. Let me say what I want to say, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, let her read.
Order.
I don't think there is any rule that requires that I can be directed to read.
Honorable Sifuna, take your seat.
Thank you.
In short, Kingi ameambiwa asome hizo standing order zake za upuzi yeye mwenyewe. And that's what we need. We need a titan like Sifuna to outsmart and possibly even embarrass Ruto on the presidential debate stage. Otherwise, tukituma Kalonzo na Matiang'i, wataenda huko kunyenyekea mbele ya rais. It took Matiang'i sijui how many months to say must go. Kalonzo still keeps calling Ruto mheshimiwa rais. We need somebody who already in their head, Ruto ni mtu Wantam ako nyumbani, anamuongelesha kaa raia. That is what we need. You humble yourself before you are God, but you don't humble yourself before you are Goliath. What did David tell Goliath in the Bible? He told him, you're going to fall. Hakumwambia mheshimiwa Goliath, tunaenda kupeleka Wantam. No. Unaongea mbaya, unapiga mtu mawe, anakuondokea papo hapo. That is what we need. Sifuna is the man to do that. But the third reason why Sifuna is the best candidate to face Ruto is the fact that he does not fear Ruto. In fact, last I checked, Sifuna lectured Ruto to his face at George's funeral service in Siaya. Just listening to this.
Wote ambao mmefika hapa na wasalimu kwa jina la Yesu Kristo, hamjambo. Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi ndio Sifuna. Wengine Mheshimiwa Rais, wanasema Waswahili mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu kwa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku. Sasa kama hii drama yote tumeona Nakuru, ati watoto wanakatazwa kufanya mchezo, sijui wanapigwa tear gas, sijui wanafukuzwa. Hiyo ni mwiba wa kujidunga, Mheshimiwa Rais. Wale ambao wanahusika na kufanya kazi yako ikuwe ngumu, read them the riot act, kwa sababu tunajua kazi yako ni ngumu zaidi, wasifanye ikuwe ngumu zaidi. Kwa hayo mengi nasema asanteni sana na Mungu amlaze George mahali pema peponi.
That line alone, ati Mheshimiwa Rais mimi ndo Sifuna, will end the debate before it even starts. Fourth advantage for Sifuna is the fact that he has a solid base. From the moment he declares his candidature, he's immediately walking away with 90% of Western Kenya, which has 6 times more numbers than the Rift Valley counties combined. In fact, to the best of my opinion, the only other region which can match and surpass Western Kenya today is Mlima Kenya. And the sad thing for Ruto is that the two are working together. And with the two combined, that immediately makes this advice from Francis Atwoli become relevant. Play the tape.
Wale wako karibu na William Samoei Ruto
kule sehemu za Sugoi wakate miti isiwe karibu, kwa ajili tarehe 9 usubuhi ya huyo usiku kura itatangazwa na huyo mtoto atajinyonga. Wakate miti.
So yes, Sifuna versus Ruto, Sifuna carries the day. Babu Owino versus Ruto, Babu Owino carries the day. Kalonzo versus Ruto, Kalonzo kind of carries the day. Matiang'i versus Ruto, Matiang'i kind of carries the day. You get the point that I'm making here is that anybody who faces Ruto or squares up with him will carry the day. But some it's an assurity, some it's a somewhat good probability. And from where I sit, we need an assurity.
Edwin Sifuna's presidency. Let's look at the possibility of an Edwin Sifuna presidency. I said the other day, and I will repeat it now. There is no one so close to replace William Ruto than Edwin Sifuna. Why? Every year, every election year, ODM for the last 20 years has always produced a presidential candidate, one Raila Amolo Odinga. So, what if Sifuna decides to go for the presidency in 2027? So, ODM, will it be your Edwin Sifuna going for presidency or going for number 2 with William Ruto? A hard and an easy choice to make. You will be forced to support Edwin Sifuna in the ideology and in the same spirit of Raila and ODM. So, ODM, will it be your Edwin Sifuna for number 1 or William Ruto for number 2? Edwin Sifuna comes so close to replacing William Ruto. 1, he accomplishes the interest of ODM, having a presidential candidate like it is in their habit. Every 5 years, ODM produces a candidate. Number 2, Edwin Sifuna comes from the second largest voting bloc in Kenya called the Luhya Nation. For the first time, the Luhyas might unite behind one of their own. Edwin Sifuna right now has the capacity to mobilize every Gen Z and every millennial without a voter's card to go and register as voters. That is close to 8 million votes, none or unregistered. It is a possibility. Now, for the first time, we have seen a leader widely acceptable by all generations, by all regions, without saying this one is a Luhya, this one is a Kikuyu. That is in Edwin Sifuna right now. You know, when Baba died, Kalonzo was supposed to inherit that position. But Kalonzo's indecisiveness may cost him big time to these young politicians. Actually, to Edwin Sifuna. If Edwin Sifuna today decides to be the president of this country, or at least vie, trust me, he will beat William Ruto very early in the morning. That's a possibility. So, ODM, he fulfills your end of the bargain, ODM producing a presidential candidate, in the famous words of Baba, who told you by 2027 we are not going to have a presidential candidate. It is actually on record that the 10-point agenda with William Ruto, the agreement was to give William Ruto stability of up to 2027. So ODM, are you going to betray ODM? Are you going to betray Raila by not supporting Edwin Sifuna if he goes for the presidency? The choice is all yours. But I think the dice is already casted right now. Edwin Sifuna's eyes are fixed on the big seat, and I think he's going for it. And if he dare goes for it, we might have to prepare ourselves for an Edwin Sifuna presidency. Better than the Messi.